Hello, welcome to Universal Interiors. I am Uni Fegley with favorite Get Fiddle, John Fegley, my husband.
Hello.
John today is going to be, tell them what we're doing.
We are going to go over the basics in removing strings, putting new strings on, and the tuning process. And if there's time, maybe a little something, something.
A little...
Yeah. Okay.
Tuning, okay.
All right. So I guess this is up high so we can stand behind it, but put a blanket down on the couch or something. Start by using a string winder. It saves a lot of time. Let's put it on the string there. Loosen the strings up like so. You can do them one at a time if you have a floating tremolo, which is a whammy bar type setup. This is an acoustic, so non-issue here. Grab a needle nose pliers or something. Pull the little guy off the end.
A whammy bar is on an electric guitar?
That's right.
All right.
And it'll have a little ball on the end there. That side goes in. If you're a beginner, you might want to start with lighter strings. Work your way up to more of a heavy. We're going to put on 11s, 11 through 52. The bigger the number, the bigger the string. Start with that, one's fine.
So the 52, like on a guitar, it's like the top is thick, 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 and goes thin, thin, thin.
Sure, unless you're left-handed. Then it would be upside down. Anyway, start by putting a little ball through the deal here. Sometimes your guitar will come through the back and out. A lot of electrics have that. And what I do is, can you see the angle on this? But come around through the peg, and there's really no real rocket science to it. You leave it a little loose and you start twisting, and the twist will actually cinch it up. And I like to make it go underneath so it draws the string down. And I don't know if you want to catch this at all, but it's gonna pop, make some noise, and that's the way these are. They'll wrap around maybe 2 or 3 times is fine. Of course I can't, I'm up against the wall here, hon. Can't quite do what I want to do. Slide this down and get that tuck underneath there for the best result. And it'll pretty much do its own thing.
How often should you change your strings?
Depends on how often you play it, I guess.
Oh.
And how sweaty you get.
And how scary it is to be an assistant, because if that snaps, I'm a sad girl, aren't I?
Very much. Okay, and then if you do it one at a time, if your guitar happens to be in tune, it'll save a lot of stretching and pulling on the bridge and whatnot. And then just pretty much know that as you play the initial time that after you change your strings, it will go out of tune. So you can, pull on them, stretch them, either way. You can hear it's already lower again. It's going to bring it back up to where it needs to be, and repeat that process 5 more times on a standard 6-string guitar. Another thing to remember is periodically when you're changing your strings, every couple of times, just check the nut right here at the tuning peg. You want to make sure that that baby is tight, because that'll eliminate some slop in your tuning peg, which will, you'll fight that in your tuning as well. So.
Okay, what's the importance of dusting your guitar?
Dusting your guitar, not so much. Polishing, keep a better finish on the wood, keep it moist. It's a good idea to keep this in a good humidity controlled area so it's not too dry. The wood can split and crack and all that good stuff, and things warp because it's made out of wood. So
you spray the oil on the whole thing or on your rag?
If I take all the strings off at one time, I would do the whole neck because it's easier to scrub, and you get gunk in there from your hands and whatnot. But
which is usually what you would do if we weren't showing you the
I would take all the strings off of this because that's just how I do it. But
And
for a
then that's
beginner
good
trying to
time.
keep the tuning and stuff right, and on a floating tremolo, it's better to do one string at a time or somehow lock down that tremolo. And then if you need to get inside there, I have an auxiliary mic in mine, and that's when I would get inside there when the strings are off. Just so much easier. And we're gonna take the rest of the strings off and come back in a bit.
We'll be right back.
More and more Detroit Lakes radio listeners are switching their radio dials.
When you're sad, they're great to listen to. When you're happy, they're great to listen to. At work, they're great to listen to, you know.
Wait, 1041.
We have your guitar oiled. We have the new strings on. Now I want to talk about tuning the guitar. Different types of tuning, how you can do it.
All right. Well, this one has an actual built-in pickup tuner, blah 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 on there. However, if you had a keyboard or something, you'd want to find the E and kind of match that, or a song that you're trying to learn on the radio. Sometimes they're tuned to E flat. That could be frustrating if you don't know that. And what you do is you'd bar here and hit the first two notes together, first two strings together.
So it's the 5th fret.
Right. And then you'd come across the same way. Try to match up the, you'll hear when it's off because it kind of warbles in your ear, kind of a deal. Going across like that. I've already done this to save time.
Okay, let's talk about this because you just moved your finger over.
Yes, that string will have to be here
on the 4th fret.
On the 4th to accommodate the right tuning.
And then back to the 5th again.
Yeah, so, and then I usually check it with a chord or something just to make sure it's working. And that's one of the tunings. And another tuning is with a drop. It's called a drop D. A little bit lower, kind of do different things. I don't know, maybe a little.
Why don't you show them some things that your guitar is able to do with your fancy handwork? Is it a way to close the show out?
Okay,